Do you think adding Gronkowski to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers makes them an unstoppable offense before we've ever seen them take one snap? They haven't done a virtual snap on that offense. They don't know Bruce Arians' offense. I'm not sure they've met Mike Evans or Chris Godwin yet. But does that offense become unstoppable with the addition of the greatest tight end to ever play whenever he was healthy and playing again?
I mean, on paper, absolutely. They look unstoppable. I don't know what you're going to be able to do defensively. You better hope the Tampa Bay offensive line doesn't hold up and you can get to Tom, get a ton of pressure on him, force him into some poor decisions. But no, adding Gronk is gigantic for this Tampa Bay team. They already have Godwin and Evans on the outside. Now you have Gronk in the middle to kind of stretch the field and attack the middle of the field. And Gronk's not a burner, but I think just strictly off of his physical tools and what he has, he's just such a threat there in the middle. Who do you cover him with? Do you put a safety on him? Do you put a linebacker on him? Do you put like a slot corner? You double him most of the time, but it doesn't matter. A lot of times Gronk is big. He's long enough. He's physical enough where he can get open. So I think he's gigantic for the team. And, by the way, he's a great blocker too.
Stud blocker, which doesn't get talked about enough because you see his spectacular catches and his Gronk spikes and his demeanor, but he's an animal on the line, takes a lot of pride in that. A lot of people are saying he's washed up because he retired. He's 30 years old. I would say that he's almost rested as opposed to washed up. It feels like he's probably rested and revitalized to get to a new place alongside Tom. Anybody in New England that's talking about that is spinning the narrative that Tom's old, Gronk's washed up. This means absolutely nothing. A 4th-round draft pick is good enough. I think that's insane. I think Gronkowski's maybe going to play his best football he's ever played. And with Mike Evans helping him out, I mean, that's like having Randy and Gronk on the same team. You can't have a safety on top of Mike Evans, which I assume they had to do a lot of because he's a deep ball threat. But now that Gronk's there, they have to have a safety covered in there. How do you cover everybody? This is like the Kansas City Chiefs, but instead of Travis Kelce and the outright speed, they got just physical specimens in Mike Evans, Godwin, and Gronkowski. I mean, it feels as if, I don't know what defensive setup it could be, because if you bring the pressure, then that's a quick dump to Gronkowski, isn't it? So it's like a live by the sword, die by the sword. I don't know how the hell you're going to stop him.
I have no idea either. It's kind of pick your poison. Who do you want to try to double? Okay, let's say this series we're going to go out there. We're going to try to double Evans, and then Gronk and Godwin tear you apart. And so every game you're probably going to be playing this little – you're going to be mixing and matching different personnel groups. Okay, let's try to stop them with big dudes. Let's double Gronk now. And then all of a sudden Evans is going off and Godwin, and then who knows who they're going to be handing the ball off to. They may draft a running back. So, yeah, there's just so many different ways – and that you have to try to stop these guys. It's like when I was in Green Bay and we played against Calvin Johnson in Detroit twice a year. We would roll our coverage. We'd have somebody over the top all the time because Calvin Johnson was that much of a monster. He was so good. Would still catch deep balls in double coverage at times. And when you're thinking about defending the Tampa Bay Bucks next year, you can't just focus on one person, obviously. But now you have 2, 3, 4 guys you got to cover. Is O.J. Howard, where's he? Is he going to be gone on draft night? Like, when's he going to be off the team? Or are they going to keep him on and have 3 really good tight ends on this football team?
Well, allegedly, the O.J. Howard Washington Redskins deal was almost done, sending Trent Williams down to Tampa Bay, sending O.J. Howard and probably some other things to the Washington Redskins. That fell through. That could still be cooking. Nobody knows what's happening behind the scenes. But it feels like these super teams, Kansas City Chiefs are like a super team. I mean, they are, especially if they're looking to get another weapon in the draft. Like everybody's saying they're thinking about getting old Ruggsy or whatever, the fastest guy out there. Then you look at the 49ers. That team's loaded. That team, and now you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are loaded. I mean, this is just a place that free agents, retired players, Percy Harvin's running up parking garages. I mean, this is a place that people are going to try to flock to, to get down to the Buccaneers. That old conch call that Tom Brady did, and it was to Rob Gronkowski, that is to everybody in the NFL that's a free agent and potentially retired. Like, hey, we are building something awesome down here in Tampa. It's warm. There's no state tax. The Super Bowl's here. A lot of our home games and away games are in good spaces. The Saints have a dome. Atlanta has a dome. Carolina's warm. The NFC South is going to be tough. But, man, what a setup down there in Tampa Bay.
Were you a bit surprised that the Patriots only got that 4th-round pick for Gronk?
I love that Bill Belichick.
Gronk has the leverage, though. When you look at it, Gronk,
I don't think he does.
Yeah, he did, because he could have put him in a weird spot. If he would have unretired, that $10 million salary that he has is instantly on the cap for the New England Patriots. But no, Gronk waited around, I guess, and they worked out the trade. So the Patriots didn't really have a whole lot of leverage when Gronk said he wanted to come back.
That's interesting to think about because they don't have a lot of salary cap over. So
they're like 1.2 in the cap. Like they're one of the lowest teams in the league right now.
But I like to think of Belichick just going, fuck it. Bruce Arians, by the way, getting a 7th rounder too from also, hey, by the way, with Gronk, we also would like something else. And Bill's like, a 7th rounder? You want a 7th rounder? Yeah, I'll take that. You get a 4th rounder. Okay, sounds good. I think for a guy who's known to be a ruthless businessman, a savage businessman, Bill Belichick here just did not give a damn about this deal and just said, as long as we don't have to deal with it, get him the hell out of here. Have him and little Tommy Boy go have their little fun down in Tampa Bay. The Gronkaniers will be a lot of fun to watch. That's what people are calling it, by the way, the Gronkaniers.
Belichick could have done that if he really wanted to hold out and say, all right, hey, if you want to come back, Gronk, cool. You unretired. We'll take the 10 mil cap hit. We'll cut some guys. We'll move some money around and make enough space. Yes. And then Gronk could have stood there and said, no, if I'm coming back, I want to play with Tom. I don't want to play for the Patriots. So it could have gotten into a really weird situation. Look good, feel good, play good.
Play good, pay good, live good, die good.